Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack, part of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network. No, I am not Rebecca with an unexpectedly deep voice. No, she is out sick unexpectedly today. Everyone's getting sick. But, Donnie is here, the podfather of Nintendo Shack. Thanks for joining me, Donnie.
Koopalings. I'm in sick.
Yeah.
She's out sick. I'm in sick. What's up, guys?
You're surviving.
Yeah,
You're getting through it.
I'm day by day. I'm slowly inching, recovering, getting better and better.
That's
but
good.
yeah.
Cool, man. But have you been playing like any games related to Nintendo Switch? I've been listening to Play Some Video Games podcast recently, and you seem a little bit of a Debbie Downer.
You think so?
The Nintendo Switch, as of recent. Not too much, though.
We'll see how that turns around. Maybe in the next week or so.
Yeah.
My Engage pre-order went through today.
Yes.
I have other things that are on the way that I've ordered to try and make the experience as good as it can be, that I'm excited about. So yeah. Sports Story sucked. So that was
that's true. That's what I hear.
That was a big part of that for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been trying to get back into the good graces of my Switch. Most recently.
I know it's hard though, because it's just performance wise. It's like once I had a Steam Deck in my hands, I'm like, how can I go back? How can I go back? Other than like of course with Fire Emblem and Zelda, how I can't. I don't even think about buying third-party games anymore on Switch. It's just like it's done.
I've been there for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean that's basically where I've been for a while, and even some of the first party and the exclusive stuff hasn't been hitting for me. Of late. So yeah, it's been a rocky road, but things are on the up and up. We got a good year ahead of us. There's a Zelda game on the way. You never know.
Apparently.
You get excited. You never know at any point over the next 6, 12, 15 months when Nintendo might show off some new fancy
throw everything
must-have thing. And then, we're all back and we're all pre-ordering and we're all excited again. And everybody would be like, Steam Deck who? What's Steam Deck?
That's true.
Nobody even be talking about that anymore.
And people are literally fighting over my money. And of course, Nintendo will prevail with all of their games because I will always buy their games. But yeah, I have not been playing too much on the Nintendo Switch recently. I have Triangle Strategy in suspend mode. Like it's there whenever I want to turn it on. I'm like, oh yeah, I still have to play that game and still have to go through some battles there. So intermittently been playing that. Not too much though. Not too much to mention anything. I'm thinking about getting that on Steam so I can I love the achievements. Just getting achievements. If Nintendo had achievements, I would be a little bit more motivated to get through these types of games, but that's just me. But I have been playing Chained Echoes. Heard of this one?
Yes. Yeah. Game Pass,
and out everywhere, including the Switch. Probably great on Switch. I think everyone's saying it's like a must play for people who like that Final Fantasy VI Chrono Trigger classic 90s JRPG games. I heard a little bit of Suikoden. I agree. It's a good, strong indie JRPG that's clearly inspired by those types of games, and it's very solid. It's a great story so far.
One of 4,000 options to choose from on the Switch of the same thing.
I know, right?
Back in the chat telling you to play Live Alive.
Yeah, because
Live Alive, Live Alive,
something like that.
Live Alive.
Yeah, I'll get there. It's only on Switch, which it baffles me too. Square Enix all right, we're just gonna make that exclusive randomly. And I'm like, okay, We'll see when I get to it. I still
Nintendo's
got to play.
shelling out that money.
I know, right? I need to still play Three Hopes. That's the
really
thing.
good.
I
That was my Switch
totally
game of the year
skipped.
last year.
Okay, yeah. I did get that one. I did not get Live Alive yet, and it's not on sale, so probably not.
That and Kirby were my two favorite Switch games from last year, but Three Hopes was
yeah,
really
Kirby
good.
was last
I
year.
enjoyed Three Hopes
Three
a lot.
Hopes. Yeah, heard it's a great one. I also finished Tiny Tina on Steam Deck, fully on Steam Deck, beginning to end. My first full playthrough. Very fun. Go play Borderlands 1 and 2 on Switch.
I would say, are
Those
you
very
into
fun.
Borderlands?
I love the Borderlands series. Borderlands 3 is my disappointment, my major disappointment to the series. 2 is the best. And that's on Switch. So go ahead and play it on Switch. Tiny Tina was a good one. It's like it has that Borderlands 3 gunplay, which is the best. And the story was so self-aware of itself and just it's Borderlands, and it tries to be as Borderlands as it can be in a Dungeons and Dragons setting. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad it's self-aware of what it is, and I'll just go through it. I did not pay attention to the story at all and just shoot mindlessly. What you got in there? Fire Emblem Engage. You got to pre-order. You got to preload it.
Yeah.
What else do you have in there? You got Jedi Knights.
Bought that for Jack.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Sports Story, Cruise and Blast, Need for Speed, Bayonetta.
Cool.
Three Hopes, Street Fighter 2.
Cool. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been going through. In terms of games, I'm very excited for Engage. It's coming out in a week.
Yeah,
1 week.
I think my pre-order triggered today.
Nice. Digital, right?
Yeah,
you got preloaded. So cool, man. I got the Divine Edition. It's like one of the special editions I've gotten. I haven't gotten one in a very long time, so glad I grabbed this one. Very excited for the art book and everything. So, but I'm gonna have to wait like a few more days. I can't play it on the 20th, which is gonna kind of suck. So, anyways, let's get into the news. And Donnie, there's not much news. Like I see a lot of news.
Things have been quiet in Nintendo land for a few weeks.
Yeah, one might say, of course, a Switch Direct may be on the horizon within the next month or so, as everyone says. But the Splatfest happened. Did you know a Splatfest ever was announced or happened or at all?
Yeah, I knew it happened. That's about as much as I pay attention to those these days. But yeah,
me too. I didn't even pick a team this time around. I was just so enveloped with other games and other things. Apparently, Team Sweet won. They dominated the field. Of course, I think it was between Sweet and Spicy. That's what everyone was going towards. But each and everyone had their own little pockets for Splatfest. So congrats, Team Sweet, for winning the Splatfest. Honestly, there's not much more I could say about it. I know.
I would have picked Team Sour, but I don't. I traded Splatoon in. I had too many issues trying to match up disconnects and stuff. It was like a constant thing for that first Splatfest, and I just wasn't going to keep playing it. My kids were going to play it, so I traded it in.
Sounds good. When did you trade in? Like within the first month?
That was probably like in November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I played the campaign quite a bit. The campaign was really good.
I heard it's
my favorite. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then once that kind of ran its course with me, and then I did the first Splatfest and kept having issues, and I was like, I'm probably not going to keep playing Splatfest by myself, so I just traded.
Got it. Sounds good. I did get it digitally, but I probably should have gotten it physically so I can just turn it in because I'm not playing too much. I only really have it just to play through the campaign, and Fiona really likes playing Splatoon, but she's been not playing it as much either. So, anyways, I know Splatoon 3 is good, and a lot of people are playing it, so I'm glad it's out there and people are having a blast. There's this new Kirby game. This remake, whatever, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, getting new content. There's a new copy ability, Sand, so you can shift sand into a variety of shapes. That's kind of cool. And then there's a festival copy ability from Kirby Star Allies will be appearing in there too. And there's a samurai mini game. Cool. There's some little pieces of new content for this Kirby game. Are you getting this one? Are you down for
Probably.
this new Kirby game? Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get it day one. I'm not sure. It'll depend on what I'm playing at the time when it releases. But you know me, I'm usually down to play Kirby games. I haven't played Return to Dreamland since the Wii. It's been a long time. I don't remember much about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
This was a Wii game, you said?
I think so. Yeah, if
Okay.
memory serves. It's hard. They all blend together at some
blend.
point. But yeah, I think Return to Dreamland was the Wii.
Okay. Cool. I have not. I still got to play the Kirby game from it's
From last
Wii,
year.
I think. Yeah, I need to play the Kirby game from last year.
It's excellent. That was my favorite Kirby game, and it's really good. Yeah, it's quite excellent.
There you go. Yeah, that's definitely on the top of my list in terms of like first party Nintendo backlog is that Kirby game. I'm definitely not going to get this one. I'll pass for now. See if there's a sale later and see if it's really good. But I know a lot of people, they keep going back to this Kirby well, man. They love to refresh a lot of Kirby content.
I love the Kirby
on the Switch. Yeah.
Give it to me. I'm all about it.
So
I'm always going to stand up for the Curbs. Like I said, yeah, last year's Kirby, that was my favorite Kirby game, and I mean it was really excellent. And I was even thinking, because I was playing Super Mario Maker, and I was like, man, it's been a minute since I played just a good old fashioned platforming Nintendo game. It's been since like Kirby. So I'm kind of in the mood, if you will. I think every so often I kind of want to play something. I was thinking about playing Yoshi's Woolly World again. So I'll definitely jump into Kirby. If I've got like a coupon or something with GameStop, like I might jump on day one. If again, it just depends. It depends on how it fits in with the rest of my releases. When does it come out?
In February. I
February.
Believe. Yeah,
so I mean, I know I've got Engage now, and then Dead Space.
Dead Space remake.
Resident Evil is what, March?
Resident RE4 remake. I
think it's in March.
Sure when that is.
And then One and Dead is in February. So yeah, it'll be as I can fit it in.
Cool. It's February 24th. So at the end of February. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to get it.
And I think it's okay. It's a full $60. So
yeah. I think that's gonna keep most people away. I think that, and it just being Kirby, like Kirby, just being a full blown Kirby game. I think a lot of people won't get it, and then with it being a remake and $60, I think that'll push people further away. But I'll try to get in there if I can get, because I'm still living off of So I was lucky. I won a Twitter contest. So I won.
Oh, that's cool.
eShop credit. That's why I ended up jumping on Engage. And that's how I'm going to get Zelda. So I'm in on Zelda and Engage.
Nice.
And then I've got I probably have points for a $20 coupon at GameStop. I probably got $40 or $50 worth of Best Buy credit. And I usually save my rewards points for Switch purchases anyway. So I was probably saving them for Advance Wars, but we have no idea whenever that's coming out. So
I don't think it's gonna come out.
I'll probably pull the trigger on one of them for Kirby.
Yeah.
Or
that makes sense.
if I just hold tight for a couple weeks, maybe I get it for my birthday.
Oh, that's true. And well, it's funny how you say that this would push off people a lot to not play or buy this game, but they keep refreshing this Kirby content. Somebody must be buying this.
We haven't had a remake in a while.
We haven't had a remake. We had a smaller Kirby game that came from 3DS. It was like this. It wasn't even like a full Kirby game. It was that weird party Kirby game that has multiple Kirbys in there. I remember that. But yeah, I just see more Kirby than other Nintendo Switch or Nintendo franchises.
Oh, for sure.
And not within every year.
There's
at least one or two Kirby games.
He's the most powerful Nintendo character ever.
No lie.
Yeah.
No joke.
People just got to respect it. Suck it, Star
Super
Fox.
Smash Bros. You're not wrong. Super Smash Brothers proved it. He can outrun anything with a shooting star.
Yeah, that Fall
Cool,
Guy,
man.
that Fall Guys like Kirby game. This chat brings up. I forgot about that.
Yes.
I never played it.
Yeah. I think
It was
it's
like with the little desserts and stuff, and you ran after and chased them.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So weird. These side Kirby games too. Anyways, I'll keep my eye on it. They don't normally go on sale too much,
Kirby's
but once it goes
Dream
down to like
Buffet.
Dream Buffet, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right then. Thanks, Kirby. Next item of the news. Of course, you're going to speak a lot about this. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will receive an update, version 1.2, in late February, and we'll feature bug fixes. So we'll
That's
see
good.
if they actually they fix something after this and adds quote unquote added functionality. Yeah, don't expect too much, guys. I think they're just gonna fix what they're gonna fix in there. They're not gonna add too much content. But I think there was an interesting video from the Pokemon Company recently that featured all 1008 Pokemon. And Rebecca says, check it out because it's very nostalgic. Have you seen this video, Donnie?
No.
Me neither. No.
Yeah, I stopped caring after like Pokemon 300. I'm in like that first 300 wave.
Like first 2 generations, and then third gen, you just kind of.
I remember when Fossil was like a big deal, and then like once it went past that, I kind of checked out.
Man, Fossils went up to like Black and White, I think.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I did beat this game, and
did you have fun?
It was better than Sword and Shield.
Wow,
I'll give it that. Well, at least to me personally, it was more fun than Sword.
When it wasn't like
going crazy, or
when it wasn't barely moving and all of that. Yeah, for all the performance issues aside, if you don't pay attention to any of that, it looked fun. I always said that. I watched Jack and his friends play at his birthday party, and it looked great. When it was running, it looked like a lot of fun. The towns and everything was very expressive, and looked is like running around open world and stuff. I was like, I get it. It looks great. And then he would battle or jump on his bike or something, and the game would like come to a screeching halt. And like, yeah.
And he
so
would
I just skipped
bicycle.
I skipped it, but
I get it.
Hopefully with new hardware or something, they'll get there one day.
I mean, some of it's hardware, some of it's just like development cycle here. They wanted to release it November last year, and it was a short cycle for them.
Jack completed the Pokedex.
Dang, that's what's up. That, you see, he's a Pokemon fan.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all the way.
He's all about it. I've been trying to get him to trade it in. I've been trying to tempt him, and he won't. He's not having it. Nope. And then for Christmas, he got a Game Boy Advance with the original Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he's been playing that. He's pounding through batteries. He's gone through like 20 batteries. We had to get him rechargeable batteries because he was just crushing back to batteries.
I remember those days where I chewed through batteries as well with Game Boy Advance. I would grab all the remote controls around the house.
So he's a real one. He's really about it.
Man,
I'm a fake fan compared to him.
Apparently. What is he playing on Game Boy Advance? He can go up to Fire Red, Leaf Green.
We got him red, blue, yellow, and gold.
Dang. Okay.
And a custom Minish Cap Zelda GBA with backlit and everything. So he just started playing.
That's nice.
Yeah, he just started playing on that. And I figured he'll chew through those until he starts asking for other games, and we'll get him other ones.
Yeah. So he can go through all the Pokemon catalog there.
I think it's Fire Red.
Fire Red. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's what it
It's a red small. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
GBA cartridge.
He's
Okay.
got the old Game Boy cartridges that still work, but then the red one is the GBA cartridge, which I think is
Yeah.
Fire
It's
Red.
either that or Ruby version.
Yeah, I
But
think it's
Fire
Fire
Red's
Red.
Fire Red was dope. That was the remake of the first gen, and they added so much more to it. And I was upset. Oh, man.
So that's
You're
all he's
taking me
been doing
back,
for a
Donnie.
month. It's just been playing Pokemon, like around
Good
the
for
clock.
him. Does he talk to his friends about it? It's like, hey, here's my GBA. The
Yeah, they
old
joined
school
a
games.
They created a Discord. So I helped
Yeah.
him and his crew like create a Discord. So he's got a group of kids at the school. There's like 8 of them, and they joined a Discord and they pair up for Halo or Warzone, and then they have a Pokemon channel where they trade. So him and his group, they all get together to complete the Pokedex together. So they're
Oh,
constantly trading
sweet.
each other.
For the new one.
Yeah, his ability to just lose hours with that game. I mean, it reminds me of we've all been there. When I first started playing Pokemon, I was the same way. But like, I think the day it came out, I caught him. He was up at like 3:30 in the morning on like a school night, and he was playing Pokemon. I had to take the Switch away. I was like, "Give me the Switch. You have to go to school in 2 hours." You know, like
you gotta sleep, man.
Yeah, like he's uncontrollably addicted. But he loved the Pokemon game Scarlet and Violet, and I made fun of it all along the way, and he did not care, not one bit.
Did not care.
Did not care at all. And he did
it.
acknowledge though this time he was like, "Yeah, it's kind of broken," because he would just do like some.
It.
Yeah, he would he was riding a bike chasing a Pokemon or something, and he just went forward and like the game froze. But like the world froze, the world stopped moving, but he kept moving. So like the bike, this tires and everything were spinning, but he wasn't going anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And it just kind of soft locked.
Oh,
and then
no.
all his friends were making fun of it. So once his friends started telling him that it was busted, he was like, yeah, it's kind of busted. But when I told him it was busted, he was like, you're just a snob. You don't get it anymore. He's been telling me that
about it.
Yeah, he gets defensive when it's dad, but when it's his friends, he welcomes it. And he's like, look how broke the game is.
It's pretty broken.
Oh yeah. For sure.
The ending, actually, I did not even discuss this with Rebecca, but the ending of this game is one of the best endings of a Pokemon game. It's very good. Yeah. Wow. The last chapter, like after you're done with the whole game, like the first, 30 hours of this game, the last thing is actually kind of cool. It is still broken as heck, but it's a very cool last chapter.
Maybe they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think if they patch it and it just like runs great all of a sudden?
I doubt it.
Is that possible?
No. They're on to the next thing. They're on to the next game. They're kind of done. They're like, well, we made our sales and we fixed it ish. Like you can go through the game, you could play the game. Our fans are still enthralled by it. We're going to the next game. Yeah, you could reach to the end. you can play beginning to end.
We did it.
Yeah, man. They're not going back. But this video was actually kind of cool. The 1,000 Pokemon was interesting. Like number 1,000, it's like a very weird Pokemon. It's like gold coins or like a golden
coin.
Yeah, he throws gold coins as an attack.
Gold coin
from
PSVG. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
That checks out for sure. But yeah, anyway, Scarlet and Violet, I'm kind of done with it. I am not doing post content. I'm not catching all the Pokemon. That's just no, I'm good. Next thing, Sephiroth and Kazuya amiibo.
Garrett, we got to talk about this. Yeah, like why do I woke up this morning and you were like, here's a link to amiibo, and I was like, we're still doing amiibo? Like, what the hell is happening? How are we still peddling amiibo? When's the last game that Nintendo made that amiibo did anything noteworthy at all?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had something.
They haven't used amiibo in years.
They haven't had meaningful functionality
at this point,
in years, yeah.
They're just cool desk ornaments, which fine. Like I get it. But like when this Smash run ends, I hope we can finally put this to bed. I'm sure it'll be like year 5 of Switch 2 whenever the Smash Bros amiibo line finally reaches the end. But man, we've just been doing this, and I'm not hating because I loved amiibo. I still have quite a few amiibo myself. So I'm not against it at all. It's just every 8 months when they release a new one, I'm just reminded that we used to have this thing that was so much fun. We had games like Amiibo Tap on Wii U, if people don't remember, and then like Breath of the Wild had incredible amiibo inclusion, and I liked that. And like Wind Waker on Wii U had great had great amiibo stuff. So did Twilight Princess HD, and I miss that. I miss being able to use amiibo. I have this beautiful picture of Jack from 2016. So that would put him like 7 years old. Yeah. And he's sitting on our floor with all of our amiibo like around him as he's playing. And, it's just lost. There are people buying amiibo now that I don't even know if they even know that you even use them for anything else like anymore. So
yeah, they're just running through the line of Smash Brothers amiibo. Yeah. This is just like we're running out of the fighters for Smash. And of course people are getting it just to complete their collection or
collect them.
Collect them. Yeah, like the Final Fantasy folks, we're grabbing Sephiroth. And then people who are Tekken folks will grab.
Because eventually we'll finish, and then people will start selling complete amiibo sets on eBay for like $8,000. It'll be like what I pay for cars. People will be paying for amiibo.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Devin is asking, the hell is going on? Shaq at 4 p.m. on a Friday.
What are you even doing here? Go away.
Go back to work, Devin.
Out. Don't you have some PlayStation thing to do? Don't you have a Edge controller to look at and drool at? Or don't you have some extra tiers to subscribe to? Don't you have some PS3 game to stream? Don't you have another game that you already own that you have to buy again for the 5th time? Hasn't Jim Ryan remade a game that's already been remade and remade and remade again?
I can't wait for Horizon the remake. Horizon Zero Dawn the remake.
You have to do. Get out of there.
Hey, Final Fantasy 16 looks dope. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh man. Well, I think the amiibo stuff upcoming. There's of course Tears of the Kingdom. They're gonna have amiibo for it.
You think so?
And they're gonna have some. I think so. They're gonna have new characters.
I don't know. I mean, it's safe to say that, and you're probably right. But like, would you be surprised if they didn't? I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, here's the game, and I'm sure it'll have some collector's edition, but like, I wouldn't be surprised instead of it having new amiibo if they just reran a new amiibo. Like if they did like I'm sure they'll do like a Link amiibo. Like they'll do Tears of the Kingdom, Link and Zelda. I'm sure they'll do something like that. Yeah. And thank God for amiibo cards. I'm not doing that. Like
that's actually smart. I'm glad someone just figured that out. Like, let's get some Etsy.
It's
let's
too
buy
much.
A bunch of them. Because amiibo, oh my gosh, you can have amiibo that can just cover like a whole side of shelf across a wall, across a room.
Oh, for sure.
There's just so many. Yeah. Only have, very small number of amiibo here. Of course, Joker was like my prized possession. I'm glad that they continued the amiibo making because I'm glad to have Joker from Persona. And they're looking really good as of late, like the amiibo designs. Oh, you got it. Nice.
I gotta wait. I hadn't even thought about amiibo for Tears of the Kingdom, to be honest, until you just said that. If they're gonna do that, they've got to start showing it soon.
That's true. They got to show the game soon. I would think.
Oh, no, I think the game, but like they have to be making those soon.
Oh, producing them.
The time to produce amiibo and get them to market is not quick. That's why I was thinking that maybe they would just rerun an existing amiibo. They would just reprint like a Twilight Princess amiibo or a Breath of the Wild amiibo, which they might already be doing because they've been re-releasing a lot of folks. But like, if they're going to make new amiibo, if they're going to have like 2, 4, 6, 8 new amiibo for Tears of the Kingdom, then they've got to be producing them quick if that game is in fact coming out in May. That's not that far.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, think about the Smash line. We get like 8 months notice that an amiibo is coming for like a limited run.
True.
And they take a long time.
They do. I think they could have like 1 or 2 new amiibo on day 1, and then more amiibo if they feel it, like down the road. But you're right. I think there was a small news point blurb like last week that they're reprinting all like other Zelda and Link amiibos. They're reprinting them for Tears of the Kingdom. So, get collectors out there, get ready, because they're coming out with reprints as well. But I don't think I'll get much more amiibo after this. I have to check. I would like to have all of Fire Emblem characters at least from my amiibo.
Have you ever seen my amiibo?
I've seen probably once or twice.
So I have all the Zelda amiibo, like the figurine.
Yeah.
I don't really count those. When I say my amiibo, that's not what I count. I have poker chips that are made amiibo.
Right, the poker chips. Yeah.
And I have a complete set, and they're all matching. So the artist that I paired with, I paid them a bunch of money years ago, and every time a new one comes out, he just sends me new ones to add to my chip collection. And it's great because I can just grab a set. Like if I'm playing Breath of the Wild or Fire Emblem or something, I can just grab 12, and I can just have the little chips there, and I can just use them. They're really easy to use, on any controller. You don't have to worry about where they fit in and all that. So I like them a lot because they're all nice and uniform.
Nice. That is really nice. I probably if I had a means to actually get them, that would probably be the way to go. Is with these chips. You can just put them in a drawer. You don't have to look at them all the time and gather dust. So that's nice.
They should do like a amiibo, like that functionality sounds like a really easy way of like tokening like NFTs.
That's true.
Like I was thinking like how easy it would be to do like a little app or something on your phone that you let people collect like digital things like that they could scan into the game. And I was like, oh my God, don't let them hear that.
And then they have like different stats, or they would have like one color variant, or like, oh my goodness.
I can only see people like paying for digital Nintendo amiibo NFTs on like the black web, especially if you added
it's not even gonna be the black web. It's gonna be
added
Nintendo
Pokemon
web.
to it. Yeah. You see what people do with Pokemon when Pokemon games come out? There's people that sell Pokemon on eBay. They're like, it's got a level 100 shiny Charizard or whatever, and you just buy it on
eBay or whatever.
Yeah. That could actually work. That's the scary part.
The Pokemon thing can actually work. I can imagine some type of NFT thing going on. When we say NFTs, we just mean randomizing and these kind of objects, these digital objects with different things and having value. That's one way to do it. But doubt Nintendo will do it in the next 10 years or so. Next thing on the list, I think you mentioned this on PSVG, but Ubisoft announced a lot of things, a lot of financial related information from their company, and they're not doing too hot coming from their announcements, but specifically for Switch. Of course, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, one of my favorite games of last year. It was disappointing to Ubisoft. They undersold their expectations despite being critically acclaimed. It was a good game. It was I would say at minimum a good to great game. People love that game. And quote unquote ambitious marketing plan. It didn't have too much marketing, to be honest with you, with this game. But yeah, Ubisoft thought Mario plus Rabbids didn't sell so well. Of course, there's a lot of kind of possible reasons behind it.
Did Rebecca do the notes?
She did this one, yes.
Is this her conjecture here? This Ubi
yes,
flop
that's her
comment?
That's her conjecture right there. You want to mention it?
I'm not going to do a Rebecca voice, but just think of Rebecca's voice because that'd be too much.
Too much.
Hey, Ubi flop. Maybe you shouldn't condition your customers to expecting your Mario Rabbids game to go on sale for $10 within the first few months, and also maybe don't release it around other major games. Multiple question marks. So that's Rebecca's slant on this.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen a lot of people go. I will disagree with
go that
Rebecca.
round.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people go to the. It didn't sell well because all your games are cheap. They realize that that's like an algorithm. And they're not the only ones that do that. Like everybody does that. EA does that. PlayStation does that.
Yeah.
They have a sliding scale based on pre-orders and demand and perceived demand of how they price to sell the most copies to make the most money. They don't just like cut the price because they don't care and they don't think it's good deal. They're like, well, it sucks, so let's cut the price. That's not how that works. They're trying to do it while it's new, while people would, give their money.
Yeah.
And there's also a long tail for these. If you're trying to sell, there's a lot of people that are like, well, if we can get them into the game for $25 or $35, then maybe we can get them on the DLC. Maybe we can get them on the season pass. So there's a little bit more to it than that, than just cutting the price, but it's fair. I think the point really being made is that I don't think a lot of gamers value Ubisoft software in the same way that they value Nintendo software. But personally, I just didn't like the game as much. Some people really like the game, but I just didn't like the game that much. I think that would be part of it. I think releasing it with other games is also probably a big part of it.
Being in the middle of the holiday season,
being anywhere near Pokemon.
Being near Pokemon,
not a good idea.
Good luck. Yeah.
Also, I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about this though, and I don't even know if this is true. I was going to say this on PSVG and I just didn't. I think the first Mario Rabbids was a complete surprise. I know it was, because I remember when it leaked in that Ubisoft presentation, everybody thought it was fake. We all thought it was a joke.
I remember I was like, that's a total rumor.
So I think it was a surprise, and I think it was a pleasant surprise. And that was also at a time period where anybody just wanted any Switch game at all. Remember, we were just buying every Switch game that came out because we just couldn't get enough. And I don't think the climate this year in 2022 was anywhere near the same. We had a lot of options and a lot of games to buy. We could play Xenoblade, Pokemon, Kirby, Three Hopes. There's all kinds of ports that are still coming to the system, indie games. It's just a little bit different. So I think that might have more to do with it than anything else. Just that different time, different place. You're going back to the well expecting it to be the same, and it's not the same. The conditions have changed. It's not the same market.
I agree with you. Definitely a different market. There's a lot of other role-playing games that were great on the Switch last year.
Yeah.
And you look at Sparks of Hope, it's like, I mean, I can wait. I can just play Xenoblade Chronicles for 100 hours more.
For a year and a half.
Play this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you. The first one came as a big surprise and everyone went for it, and it was a big blow up. I think it was a surprise to Ubisoft. I think as well. Yeah, and it's also just like development time wise, this took them 5 years to make the second game, and I do agree with you. Playing through this game, it's like, I don't like. That's a long time for just this kind of game. It just seems like it's a little bit. It is different, but it's more of the same. It's a little bit more Ubisoftify of a game
it is.
than the first game. So it just didn't feel like this was 5 years in the making. This is the next advancement of Mario plus Rabbids. It's just like, oh, cool. It's another strategy RPG of Rabbids in space with some Mario
I didn't feel. I mean, personally, it is the open. I talked about the open design. There's more open. There's more side content. That is kind of like that UB-ness.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
But I didn't mind that as much. It just didn't feel as like the writing. I wasn't as enamored with the writing.
Yeah.
And I think because of that lack of linearity. Whereas the first game was a very tight experience, and it felt like everything was crafted and presented to you. And the second game feels a bit more I want to say cookie cutter, but just maybe more just open ended and
Surface level.
not directed. It's just not as directed and scripted as the first game was, and that was like a lot of the fun. It was the jokes and the writing, and it was very Mario. And the second game is less Mario and way more rabbity.
Way more rabbity. Yeah,
that was like the big thing for me because the game itself was fine. I didn't find the updates that they made to the strategy part of it felt more casual, and that was kind of a bummer. I was like, but I was still playing it because I thought the game, looked nice, and I was still enjoying Mario and the gang. But it was really like that Mario charm that felt like I was missing.
I totally get you with that. I think it was even the progression seemed really streamlined. You can only do a few things at a time. The game itself, the gameplay, the strategy, I like how there was many different avenues of it. But yeah, you're right. It's there was a lot of more downs than ups, I would say, in the second game compared to the first game.
Yeah, it wasn't and it's not anything bad to say. I think it's a fun game. It just wasn't an essential game like the first one was.
Yeah.
The first one's like, you've got to play this. This is great. And when the Donkey Kong content came out, it's like, you got to play that too because it's amazing.
That was great DLC.
This one was just like, if you really like Mario Rabbids, there's a lot more of it if you want to some more of it. But like the second one, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's essential game and you've got to go play that. Like chances are if you were a Switch owner, chances are you were going to play Pokemon or Persona or Xenoblade or Bayonetta or all the other Kirby. Like there was a lot more options this time around.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I was wondering what their expectations were as well, because like they probably put it at a high bar.
They were probably high. There's Mario.
Yeah, it's Mario. There's a lot of Switches out now in the wild. Of course, they're gonna have probably much higher expectations than compared to the first game. Maybe that's why
And the game probably sold. I'd be interested to see once sales numbers come out. It probably sold, I would imagine, maybe decently.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's definitely a million seller.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but if they were expecting like a hit, like a 10 million or something, like probably.
I don't. Yeah, it's probably
nothing like that.
I would expect like 2 to 3 million maximum.
That would be nice. You're like in Metroid territory right there. I mean, I would consider that a success.
That's true. But yeah, Ubisoft all around, they're just trying to manage their own stuff, their portfolio. They're canceling games. They're boosting up other famous, their bigger titles. So we'll see how it shakes out this year for them. I'm pulling out for them because I do like their games.
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle sold 8 million copies.
That's good.
So when Ubisoft is probably saying like, it's soft or it's disappointing, it's probably because it's not like that mega hit, which I feel like they should know. I feel like everybody knows that maybe that second one wasn't going to reach. Again, like I was saying, the market, the time and place is different. Like the options that you had available to you at that time when Kingdom Battle came out are completely different now. So I would never expect it to hit 7 million. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But if if that's what Ubisoft was hoping for, oof.
Maybe a lifetime. Maybe when it goes down to $10, maybe
they should be. Should be smarter than that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I can't wait for the DLC though this year with Rayman. I always liked the DLC, and I miss Rayman a lot. That's one of my favorite characters. So can't wait for that. Last item on the news is very interesting news item. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, the primary sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia, they've been buying a lot of different things. But particularly in Nintendo, they upped its stake from 5 to 6%. And that's a big that's a big increase. Actually, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of shares from Nintendo. I'm wondering. What do you think about this? These foreign investments, especially this PIF.
Getting in the Saudi Arabia one is pretty close to the chest because I run into this with a lot of fandoms. They obviously have paid and financed the Live Golf Tour that has been doing the PGA Tour stuff. They also have a significant investment in the WWF in wrestling. They are buying mini video game things, not just their stake in Nintendo. They were being floated around as a potential buyer for Ubisoft for a while because they openly stated last year they wanted to buy a publisher. They see video games as a lucrative business, and they have the billions to bankroll. They don't want to just because they own a couple developers, and they have stakes in a couple publishers. But I believe their intention is to outright purchase a big publisher, which I keep waiting for that shoe to drop one day because I think gamers are not going to be happy to hear. Nobody's going to be happy to hear it. They also do a lot of F1 financing. They're also in Formula One quite a bit. They have multiple races in Saudi Arabia throughout the calendar. Yeah, so I'm constantly coming up against this, and I'm constantly when talking about this, either on the podcast or to people on Twitter and stuff, I've been reminding people for the past year that the Public Investment Fund has a stake in Nintendo, because as I see these other items pop up in F1 or golf or whatever, and people are like, "How can you like that?" And it's like, "Hey, be careful the line in the sand that you draw, because if you're going to say I will never." Watch that golf tournament because it's the Public Investment Fund. It's like, well, then you better never buy a Nintendo game because they've got interest there. So it just sucks. Like you don't have to like it. I don't like it. I don't approve of it, but I mean, it just is what it is. They have a bajillion amounts of they just have all the money in the world.
So much money.
And right now, they're diversifying their portfolio by putting that money to work for them, right? Having an interest stake at Nintendo or NetEase or any of these other things that makes them more money than their investment. You just have to know that the people that run that foreign investment, the people that are behind that shroud have been accused of some very terrible things. They're not great people. Now, this Public Investment Fund also is representative of a financial institution that's more than just those people, right? So they're not the only people, but the figureheads that this goes to work for are terrible people.
Yeah,
I'm sure Nintendo's not happy that they're
I bet they're uneasy about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on here? Like that's a lot. I was trying to look
at the risk
how
you
much
take when you're public. When you go public, your shares are to be purchased by anybody. Money talks.
So. Yeah, Yarden says they have $620 billion USD ready to buy, and they are willing to invest their money.
Apparently, they gave Greg Norman. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people don't care about this, but on the golf side, apparently they gave Greg Norman $300 billion to start a rival golf league.
Right. Yeah.
So they have a golf league that's paying players. They're just writing $80 billion checks to players, more money than they would ever make, on actual earnings. And they're just playing golf tournaments on YouTube, Garrett. They don't even have a TV deal because nobody wants to work with them. They're just on YouTube. It's like a live stream.
Oh my!
It's like us. They're just at some golf course in London with a Twitch.
What are they called again? Golf Live or something?
Live, L-I-V, Live Tour. And they're just trying to they're just going to money their way through it. They think eventually with enough star power and enough name brands and stuff that a TV partner will come along. Yeah, but their first tournament, their first tour the whole year last year was bizarre. It was just on Twitch. You just watch it on Twitch. So it was $200 billion. And it was there's these 6,000 people watching it on Twitch. That's it.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they'll just, let it keep on going for the next few years and see where it goes.
That's the thing. They have so much money.
Yeah.
That it doesn't even matter. All these players getting paid all this money. It doesn't even matter if they get a TV deal. It doesn't matter if they turn a profit.
That's true. And, they're investing because they know, oil's there, but it's not unlimited.
Correct. Yeah. That's a big part of it. Also, a big part of it is they see video games, they see sports, golf, racing, these things that attract the Western world. They see this as a way of bringing Saudi Arabia, its people, its culture. I mean, it's in the sports place, they call it sports washing. They want you to be comfortable with their culture, their people, their ways. They want businesses to be comfortable with them. They want to network and market and cross sell. So that's what they're doing. They're like buying attention. It's like buying YouTube subscribers. Like they're buying clout. They're buying a seat at the table, like for like the global market. So
yeah. So definitely keep an eye on this investment fund, because it's not stopping with Nintendo. They also took more stake in Nexon, Capcom, and Koei Tecmo, so other Japanese and Korean companies, and they're not.
If you're looking for
stopping.
venture capital investment, if you're starting a new dev studio, like this is the easiest way to get money right now.
Yeah.
There are people that just handed out money left and right for, big returns on investment. So yeah, you're going to keep seeing a lot of this.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of, companies in Japan that are willing to like, sure, we'll take your money so we can, actually continue our job and make games. I think of like 4 studios from Japan. I'm like, they'll take the money easily. So yeah, keep on, the lookout for that. All right. We got some Shaq questions directly from you. The first one comes from Kyle the Pug. What was the most disappointing game you have bought on any Nintendo console? You had high hopes and expectations for this game, only to get them shattered into a million pieces. Most disappointing game? I don't know.
I was pretty bummed when I bought Star Fox Zero.
Oh, I can understand that.
That kind of broke me. I was like, this is that first level. I'll never forget, because I remember the reviews. They weren't great. And I came home and I played that first level and I was like, what are they talking about? This is awesome. And then you get into like the little walker and you start crawling around vents and stuff. And I was like, oh no. And it just felt like it went downhill from there. John 32 says this question was Donnie's 2022. You're not wrong. Bayonetta was disappointing, but it's purely for performance. Bayonetta 3 is amazing. Yeah. It just looks like a smudge when you're playing it. I mean, it just looks very it's so low res. Yeah. Yeah. Star Fox Zero was one.
It was just bad.
I would say Mario Golf, but Mario Golf was better. It wasn't as good. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, but it wasn't that bad. Like I played a lot
like a bad
yeah,
game. It was
I played a lot of it.
Whatever.
Switch Sports is bad.
It's just bad. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Oh man. Gotcha. I got
Nintendo
one.
games. I'm trying to think if there's like a really good one, a big one.
The one that was really disappointing to me, probably not the most disappointing, but really disappointing to me, is Super Smash Brothers Brawl on Wii. I felt like that was such a huge turn down from Melee. It felt floaty. It felt slow. I did not care for the new characters. I did not care for much of the space adventure or whatever. So I'm glad that I
liked it.
The mod community. I know people liked it too. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I think most people don't. I've always grown up thinking people didn't, and I remember getting it for Wii. I remember playing it online, and that was like a big deal for me at the time because we didn't have online play. And I was like, finally, we can play online. And I remember like being able to play. I always played with the Wiimote sideways, and like the Wiimote sideways was such a, just
that was an interesting thing.
Well, it was just such a nostalgic thing, right? A, B, D-pad, felt like NES again.
True.
And I thought it was neat how you could use the B trigger on the back, and I thought it was neat how you incorporated the shake. So I remember playing and shaking, and I was like, this works. This totally works. This is great. And then as the years went on and on and on, everybody was just like, yeah, that game sucked. I hated it. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that one. But you remember I really liked the Wii. Like I was really into the Wii. So I'll probably always have that.
It was just for me, that game was so slow, floaty. I was really into Melee, and I think just Melee fans trying to get into Brawl, it's like, no, it's not good. It's I mean they kind of came back for Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS. I really enjoyed the 3DS version for sure.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is a good one.
Oh, that was I mean, was it disappointing? Because did you have high expectations of it going into it?
Bad. Even if you had low expectations for it, that game was bad even for like Nintendo mini game party-a-thon expectations. Oh, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. I'm looking at a blog post right now.
Was that the one
Wii
for
U
Switch?
one. No.
Oh, the Wii U one. Okay.
And it's terrible. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Is it bad? Okay.
It's pretty bad. Let's see, what does chat say? Paper Mario Sticker Star is one that always comes. Yeah, people always bring that one up. Mario Strikers Battle League, Kyle says. I skipped that one last year. I was not acting like Sean Capri trying to make that a thing. I kept trying to tell Sean, like, that's gonna suck. That's not gonna be very good.
I didn't have very high hopes for it now. It was surprising that a lot of people I know people enjoyed it though. It wasn't like the most disappointing game.
I think a lot of the enjoyment was just happy to see Strikers again.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. But it's like it was not anywhere close to. It's basically a glorified exhibition. Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
They have like, here's 5 modes. It's like, it's not. It's their same mode. It's like it's all the same mode. You're just playing different flavors of exhibition over and over and over again.
Got your characters or your ultimate abilities, and that's the game. It's the ultimate abilities. Yeah. But man, I'm trying to think of handheld games that really disappointed me.
There's got to be some on 3DS for sure.
Oh, there's some on 3DS.
Everybody's just going to make fun of Kirby. Now's the time to take your shot to Kirby.
There's Kirby.
Every 3DS Kirby game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for Planet Robobot, which was awesome. Kirby Planet Robobot is amazing. That's one that I would love remake.
That's what I hear.
It's great. But let's see here. Worst 3DS.
Worst first party 3DS.
I bet they're not Nintendo. Oh, what was that? I'm not even getting this from the blog post, but I saw a picture and it just jotted my thing. That Zelda game. There was that Zelda game on 3DS that was like it was a multiplayer Zelda game.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Triforce Heroes?
Triforce Heroes. I don't think a lot of people like me and my kids played it and we enjoyed it, but I don't think a lot of people did. I think most people didn't like that.
I think the held up with that one is that you needed 2 other people to play that game.
That was my first. That was the first Zelda game that my kids played because I could like coach them through it. I would tell them what to do. We would play together. There's like Chibi Robo, but the 3DS had a lot of weird stuff. There's obviously the Metroid Prime Federation Force. People hated that one. Yeah. Jason and I played that one. I enjoyed that one a little bit.
The Star Fox 64 remake wasn't too great on the 3DS.
Had awesome battle mode.
Yeah.
You could play with other. Did you know you could play with other people? You could link up with multiple and dogfight each other.
No, I didn't know that.
Me and my kids had a blast doing that. It was really good.
Oh, cool. I was just going through the campaigns. Like, I cannot do this on the 3DS. I'm clamping my hands all around
I gotcha.
Small little device. I can't deal with going through this campaign of a game. So, but yeah, there was a lot of different things going on with the 3DS for sure.
Great console.
I love that console to death. Actually, you know, I'm leaving to go to a little mini vacation tomorrow. I'm flying out to Hawaii.
Ooh,
for a few days.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of just taking the 3DS.
Yeah,
just nothing else, just the 3DS, and that's a pocketable thing, and just bring it around with me.
Every 3 or 4 or 5 months or so, I kind of curl up on the couch and whip out my 3DS and kind of just get antiquated with because I love it so much. Ocarina of Time. I mean, we could just do games
Yeah.
forever, but like just the 3DS had such a great little library of games you could carry around. And I've got them all on my little hacked 3DS now. All the Fire Emblem support you could ever ask for, all the Kirby support, tons of Mario games. Like there was a lot of really good stuff there. Not everything was a hit, but most things were. And I have all my themes and all my icons, and I just love it. I just love it. So
such a great little device.
That's one I'll never get rid of. I will keep my 3DS forever.
Until the dumb battery probably gets shot and we'll have to replace it if we can replace it. Yeah, I'm keeping that for a while. It's probably the only pocketable device I have other than the Vita that I'll just like bring with me on the go. It's like, all right, got my 3DS. I'm ready to go. So
yeah,
it's nice. Next question. I can't see asks, how would you feel if next 99 game is a GNAT Attack 99? Donnie, have you ever heard of this one? I don't
know. What is NAT Attack?
NAT Attack is an older game. It's like an NES game, maybe.
That's why I haven't.
I don't even. Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh my gosh! What?
No, wait a minute. No, hang on a second. I'm looking at this. Was a Mario Maker.
Yeah, Mario. Okay, it was in Mario Maker.
Yeah.
It's a mini game in Mario Paint.
Yeah, in Super Mario Maker on Wii U, you could tap on the gamepad and you could hit all the flies. My daughter loved playing that. I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah.
Wow. So I imagine that's cool if you were playing Super Mario Maker and you knew what that was. You had a whole different appreciation for it. We just thought it was like a little load screen minigame. My daughter loved that thing. She thought that thing was so much fun. I Googled NAT Attack and it opened up Mario Wiki. And that's the first thing that popped up is the picture of the Wii U, the Mario Maker, which I totally, my daughter loved that.
Nice. I don't think it'll work on Switch because everyone's going to be playing on their screen and not using their touch.
I don't know if that's in the Mario Maker 2. I think it might just be with the Wii U one.
Yeah.
I don't ever recall. No. I was just playing Mario Maker 2. I don't ever recall seeing that in Mario Maker 2.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. I can't see. That would be very interesting if that happened again, and we learned something new. Cheesy ass, this is an interesting question. Besides games, what are you really hoping for to see from Nintendo this year in 2023?
Not the movie.
I
feel like the only Nintendo person in the world that does not care about this movie.
Okay.
So, I mean, besides games, hardware. I want to see new hardware from Nintendo this year. I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to. I feel like they should. Yeah. Everybody says all the rumors now are saying next year. I feel like we've been saying next year for the last 2 years, and everybody's saying next year again. I just don't know if we're gonna have like that Switch reveal. Is it like E3, like a year-long notice that something's coming, or if it's just gonna be like, very quick and early next year that they show it and it's like real quick to market. But yeah, for me, that's all I care about. I'm here for Zelda and games, and that's great. But I'm really here. I really want to hear about new hardware, and me too. I presume they're just going to do a new, better Switch. I mean that is the path of least resistance. But there is that like 5% Nintendo's crazy. They might try to do something completely different. Do you have that in the back of your head that like they just show you a console? They're like, here's an Xbox One X. You're like, what? They might. Who knows?
Yeah, Nintendo loves to have their little, crazy ideas with their consoles.
Or if they do like a Game & Watch or something, they come out with like a little 3DS or something they try to do.
Yeah, I think the Switch was kind of like a product from not problems, but the growth from Wii U. They wanted the Switch within.
Oh, for sure.
That's what it felt like, and I think they're there and they hit it, and they're scared to bring they're
scared to leave it
next console. Yeah, they're scared to leave it or transfer it.
And the problem with that is the longer they wait, I think it becomes a bigger issue. That was the issue with the Wii U. They waited so long, right?
They did.
They tried to do something weird to the Wii.
8 years.
If they had just made the Wii HD and just released it in 2011 instead of waiting until 2013, that could have turned out completely differently. But no, they had to do this gamepad thing, and they throw it on top of it, and then they tried to release it right when people released them PlayStation 4s, and right now is a good time. Their competitors have already released consoles. They are in their own space. Now would be a good time to follow up with a new Switch. And you just got to transition people to it.
I agree. Just have a Switch 2. Just call it whatever you want. Have the Switch word in there, and just let it be a more powerful thing, and just let it transition off. Like I imagine it's like a DS to 3DS situation, right? Like you can, play all the games that were there in the last console, and then there's going to be an overlap, but eventually we're going to just transfer over to the new system.
Correct.
And you'll have that backwards compatibility. That's what they got to do. I think they can't.
They do have to diversify their business. I thought they were doing that with mobile, but they've really cooled on their mobile front.
Yeah, they really did pulled it down.
They have to diversify their business because they're going to be. It's hard to say they're going to get squeezed, but I think they're going to get squeezed in the hardware space currently, where the PlayStation and the Xbox exist with the Steam Deck and the Razors and the Cloud Decks and all the other things. Like, there's a lot of competition, and I think Nintendo at some point Nintendo will need to diversify that plan forward, because iterations are always diminishing returns. Like they can just keep going, Switch 2, Switch 3, Switch 4, but it's going to keep diminishing if you don't have something else to bring to market, because they don't play at the top of the console video game space. You can't just, it's a more powerful one, because that's not what Nintendo does. They don't chase power.
Right. And like with you and me, we like to see some type of advancement with hardware, like in terms of like just power or whatever, but most Nintendo fans don't care.
Right. And even us, I think even me, I don't want to speak for you, but even for me, I'm not expecting them to come out and blow me away. I'm not expecting Switch 2 to be 4K or 120 hertz, or I'm not expecting any of those things. I'm just expecting a better Switch. I just want a better Switch.
Just give me a better Switch.
1080p,
let it run
60
games fine.
Anything at 60 would be great. Thanks,
that would be
Nintendo.
Great.
Yeah, I'm not asking for the world.
With a handheld console, you can make it 720p, 800p still. You don't need it to push resolution much at all. And just have a more powerful processor and just let it be very stable.
But as the years pass, I don't know what it'll be. Maybe they can do some more classic consoles or Game & Watches. Like you were seeing, they're trying to get into like movie and entertainment business. Like maybe that's it. But at some point, they'll need to find some more methods of. I would always think maybe some sort of PC play or some sort of streaming play.
Streaming would be great. Yeah.
Something to tie into their business to help them make a little more money as the expected, hardware market, just overall, not just Nintendo, everybody. The expected hardware market over time continues to shrink. They'll have to start making up for that.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine a Nintendo application on your PC? Just a Nintendo. Oh man, that'd be so cool.
To me, if it were me, I've said this 1,000 times before, but if it were me, I would call it Virtual Console. Or if you want to continue doing what they're doing now, Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo Online, right? You download an app. Here has a classic legacy content, ROMs, NES games, Super Nintendo games, that type of stuff. You play on your phone, you play on your PC, you play on your Switch, and you subscribe to it. And I think that would be a very lucrative side business for Nintendo.
Yeah. Hopefully they're looking into, those types of things.
Instead of having emulators and all this stuff that people are already doing. And most people would be thrilled to give Nintendo $5 a month to play Super Mario World on their phone or on their PC or, Ocarina of Time, things like that. And you could sell hardware, you could sell controllers, Yeah.
I agree with you. Going the PC route is probably the mainstream, way. But
it'll probably be, because I do think eventually they'll do something like that. And what it'll probably be will be an iOS Android support thing that you can then run that app on your computer through an Android, launcher or something like that. That's probably what it'll end up being. It won't be like actual Windows PC drivers supported. It'll be through it'll be through like a mobile on your desktop type of thing.
So you think more streaming than anything?
Well, even it could be native, like so like the Windows Store supports Android apps, like Chrome devices support the Android Store, right? Like Chromebooks. So I could see them just like they have now, like Super Mario Run. I could see them doing like a Nintendo Switch online app that's on your phone. It's on iOS and Android, and you could just run the Android app on your PC if you preferred to play it on PC. But it wouldn't be something that you actually go and download PC drivers for. I don't think they'll ever go that far.
Yeah, on a mobile app is probably the first way to go.
But yeah, because they can control it on a mobile app.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next thing. The Don Rob asked, what are your top few Metroidvanias? I don't know if we... Oh, Ori. Yeah, there you go. That's your game. That's your top game. No joke.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Ori.
Boom. I don't play too much Metroidvanias, to be
Zero
honest
Drifter?
with you. Zero Drifter is great. I played through that one.
Guacamelee?
Guacamelee is good.
Shantae.
Time Spinner is another one I played through. It's very
I remember
nice.
you playing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like most Shantae games as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad the indie space is really, going through that Metroidvania space because they make
SteamWorld Dig.
SteamWorld Dig is so good.
I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dig 2. Yeah.
Dig 2 was so good on Switch.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
I need to replay that game.
I need to just replay on Steam. That's what I need to do on my Steam Deck. G-Man asks,
what's Switches taped together?
You want to see it?
Thing is so big. It's so big.
I love it.
It's so huge. But
it's so much easier to handle than a Switch, though. Switch is like it's a little
not
toy
than a
now.
Switch.
Look at this.
Yeah, look at it. Look at it.
It looks so nice.
Looks like a chair.
Dude, I've been playing Star Wars
bigger
Jedi
than your
Fallen
face.
Order. It's like a movie on this little screen. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. Love it. Absolutely love it. G-Man asks, what's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? I don't even think I even have one. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th movie? Is that a series, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is like
okay.
It is like the series of series for horror.
Got
because there's like 20 of them.
Oh goodness.
There's so many Friday the 13th. I mean, I'm gonna hop out and say just Friday the 13th.
The first one.
The first one is the best one with Kevin Bacon and Jason's mom.
Oh, Kevin Bacon's in there.
Yeah, and it's not Jason. That's the thing. That's the spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen the movie in 50 years. The first one doesn't star Jason. That's the twist. I'm trying to think if there's another one though that I really like. Jason X sucks. The remake wasn't terrible. Friday the 13th Part 2 isn't bad. I'm trying to think. Jason Lives and New Blood, I think, are the ones I didn't like. I think Jason Takes Manhattan is just terrible. Freddy versus Jason, probably that one.
Jason subtitles with all these movies.
Oh yeah. There's so many Jason movies.
So who's the name for the first one? What's the villain?
It's Jason's mom.
Oh, Jason's mom. Oh,
yeah. Have you never seen the first one?
I think it's been a while.
Yeah. So the first one, there's somebody hunting all the campers, and you never see who it is. And then at the end, it's revealed that it's Jason's mom, and then there's like a second ending twist. And then the second one is actually like what people think of when they think of Jason.
Nice.
Hockey mask and all that. And actually, I think the second one he might have like a
chainsaw.
No, he has like a sack. Like
okay.
And then the mask comes a little later.
Got it.
They're real bad. I mean, they are just teen screams.
Big camp.
The first one is pretty good. I mean, it is like the formula, right? We're going to put a bunch of cute, attractive teens in the woods. They're going to get promiscuous and they're going to die one at a time. Like that's like the formula for slashers, right? as Friday the 13th, like part 2 and 3 and Jason Goes to Hell and stuff, it gets progressively worse. The acting gets worse, the stories get worse, like it gets progressively worse from there. Like when you're
They did that
in
on purpose.
I
My
have the
goodness.
collection. I have the Blu-ray box set. I mean, when
Mhm.
you get into like Friday the 13th 4 and 5, like you're not even watching plots anymore. You know, like it's just
You're just there for the
you're just
murders.
killing people. Yeah, like and you're just killing people. Like he just kills people, like he puts them in a like, sleeping bag and like slams them against a tree. It's just like
My
how many
gosh.
weird, wacky ways can we kill, you know, young adults in the woods? That's the movie. It's not even like and then it gets real freaky because then later when you start getting into like I think it's like 6, Jason Lives and stuff, then it's like people eat hearts and like they assume the soul of Jason. So then Jason's like body hopping and then it
Some
gets weird.
spiritual hop in there.
Yeah, then you're
Alright.
just getting like,
Cool.
what is happening? So
Crazy stuff.
not my favorite horror franchise, but an important one. You know, an important one for sure.
Did you know your Xbox turned on? I just heard a beep actually earlier, and now your Xbox is on. A little light.
Oh,
yeah. There
that's
you
my
go.
fridge.
Oh, that's your fridge?
That's my fridge.
Oh, I thought your Xbox turned on.
I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, my Xbox isn't on. It's off.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
okay.
the fridge.
Nice. Do you have anything in there? Do you have some sodas?
I have a bottle of Tin Cup bourbon and
Nice.
a Pepsi One.
Nice.
Pepsi Max.
See, when I get my own like kind of office or room or whatever, that's definitely one of the few things I would like to get. An Xbox mini fridge.
It's not the best fridge. I can't recommend that.
I know.
To all yeah. But it looks cool.
It looks really cool.
The only point that matters. That's all that matters. Is that it looks cool. But yeah, it's not the best fridge. You don't. It's like it's fine. Just don't like leave it running indefinitely. So like I only use it when I want to use it, and if that's your plan, you're good to go. But if you try to plug it in and just leave it running for a week, it'll frost up.
Wow. Okay. Never mind. That's too much effort actually on my end.
But for me, like if I'm planning to have a game night and I'm going to put some drinks in there, then I flip it on, and it gets cold real fast, like within an hour. And then I use it, and then when the game night's over, I turn my TV off. Then I turn my fridge off.
Okay, that's a good routine.
Piece of cake.
Cool. I honestly thought that was your Xbox turning on because I did hear a beep. I just didn't know.
I love that you looked at that. The size of it is as big as my Chucky doll, and you were like, "That's the Series X. That's the Xbox."
Well, your Chucky doll. I
it's
don't
not
have
a PlayStation 5, Garrett. Come on now, it's not that big.
Yeah, we didn't need a full mounted thing to put under our desk.
You know how funny of this? This is a refrigerator, and it's still smaller than a PlayStation 5. That's how funny that is. I
don't doubt it. Yeah. PlayStation 5s are alien spires.
Monsters.
The weapons. I wonder. I think the PS5 Pro is going to be bigger. It's going to be even like a taller spike, too. They're just going to, out of spite. So, there you go. Last thing is just a comment to me. Tell GB, from W. Brad, tell GB to continue play Chained Echoes. It gets better and better. I'm about 15 hours in, so it's pretty good. I will still put it. Wait, what?
I said I'll take your word for it.
It's good. I think I'm still keeping the difficulty on easy just because it does get pretty hard, at least for me. There's not much. There's strategy, but like there's not too much strategy going on. You need to switch characters. You need to figure out how to get this stupid. The biggest thing in this game, Donnie, is that there's this bar in the combat, and this bar has a yellow, green, and then a red like area. And you want to get to the green because it maximizes your attack. It puts your skills at like half cost or whatever, and you just use skills to get to that green area. But you don't want to get into the red area where you're completely like weak or whatever, and then like you get more damage. So you have to do a lot of different things with. You're actually battling more with that bar than the enemies themselves on the screen. So I think it's unique.
Sounds exhilarating.
The next game they'll iron it out for sure. It's definitely a different way to go about these types of games, and it's pretty fun. I like the story so far. So yes, Brad, I will continue to play Chain Echoes on my Steam Deck, streaming to xCloud. It plays really well, actually, the streaming stuff on Steam Deck. I was very surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. The Steam Link is great on Steam Deck.
I downloaded Microsoft Edge.
Steam Link is great on Cloud Deck. It plays fantastic.
The $350 streaming device.
The Logi device that you hate so much. Fantastic. Got a better
the Logi
screen.
Device that I probably will never get because it's so expensive.
A better screen in your Steam Deck for all of your power. For all of your horsepower.
You have enough internet
you have no power
quality.
Here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Play The Last of Us on it. It's gorgeous. Beautiful screen. Beautiful emulators.
Did you see the video I sent on the PC Portable channel? There's this one person on YouTube that got his hands on a Lenovo handheld device, and it looked like a enlarged Vita. And
yeah, I did see that.
Yes. So it was never released. He got it like through just other means. And the desktop mode on that device is the same exact one on the Logitech G Cloud. Like the same exact one. Like the blocks, and like you go through the blocks and it widens it out and has that animation. And I think it's just because Tencent was involved of developing the software with both devices. You know, like, fine, if you're not going to release this product, we're going to go over to Logitech and use that. So what are you playing there?
Fire Emblem.
No. See, I can play that on Steam Deck too, and on my Switch. So
yeah,
it looks nice.
It's great. This is a great.
You can get that for a cheaper price, though. Yeah, that's true. It is a good Google tablet.
Yeah,
it runs Android stuff, and
I had a lot of fun with it.
So
Vampire Survivors, a couple F1 games. Got my Grand Theft Autos on the go. A little Max Payne.
You like Vampire Survivors
emulators? I do. It's really nice. It's great on a mobile device. It was the Game Awards. They put it out for free on mobile. Mm-hmm. And I snapped it up, and I play it on this thing.
Nice,
yeah,
cool, man. It works with the controls and everything, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. I have it on Steam Deck, and it's very, very fun.
The only thing with it is because it's the free version. Every time you play, like if you die or whatever, you can either restart or you can watch. Like a 10-second video or something to get
it's an ad thing.
A boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Interesting. Cool. Well, I think that's about, we wrap it up here on Shack, talking about Steam Decks, Logitech, and Friday the 13th, all about Nintendo this time around. So.
Yeah. Fire Emblem cometh. Yeah. Get excited, Shackers.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to fill in for Rebecca. Hopefully she gets to fill in better and she can take her place back properly. And I look forward to sharing my engaged thoughts soon.
I can't wait.
Fire Emblem. I'm excited for Fire Emblem.
I'm glad you're back.
I couldn't stay away. Yeah. I was scared. Started talking about polishing rings and push-ups. I was like, oh no. And then they got me back in. And I'm back in. Now I'm excited again. Because it looks great. Yes. Like every piece of art that they show for the game, every time you see it in motion, it looks fantastic. I'm excited. I want to play just good old classic Fire Emblem game.
Yeah. So that'll definitely be the next major game I will get through as well this year. So
I've got some fun stuff too. I cashed in some Best Buy credit on some new accessories.
Ooh.
That I'm gonna wait to talk about.
Ooh.
Just for Fire Emblem. I'm gonna play I'm gonna just enhancing my Switch experience. I was like, hey, I haven't played my Switch. The sports story sucked. Let's see if we can't doll up the place a little bit, make this a little more fun. So
I'm thinking of a grip or something. That would be cool.
Ooh, you're on the right path.
All right. Cool, man. That's pretty much it from the Nintendo Shack. Good night, Kooplings. Bye-bye.